Hello and welcome to Whether or Not. We have a special show lined up for you today. Season 12 has come to an end, so Travis and I will say goodbye. But first, we will introduce you to the new Season 13 members, one of which will bring you your forecast. This plus more Whether or Not starts right now. Hello and welcome to Whether or Not. I'm Christy Shields.
And I'm Travis Patterson.
Tonight is Travis and I's last show here on Whether or Not. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in and letting us come through your television sets every week.
That's right. It's been a great year so far with us here on Whether or Not. We've met some very interesting people along the way, interviewed some interesting characters as well, but we are transitioning into a new season, and without further ado, we want to introduce those members to you. I sat down with Mr. Brad Gay earlier today. I'm here with Brad Gay, a sophomore in meteorology. Brad, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you come from and what's the weather like there?
Well, Travis, I grew up right on the coast in the state of Rhode Island, which, as you know, is the smallest state in the country. But even though it's pretty small, we see a lot of weather there. I saw everything from blizzards to hurricanes to even a tornado during my 18 years there. It's a pretty exciting state to grow up in. I think that really helped me to get interested in the weather and choose this career path.
Okay, so Rhode Island sees a lot of impacting weather events. What's your favorite season?
I think I'd have to say I love winter. We got a lot of snow there growing up. We saw a lot of big winter storms. It was always exciting to see if school was going to be canceled in the morning and maybe get ready to head out and hit the ski slopes in some fresh powder. Just gotta love winter. I mean, how can you not?
Well, I don't, considering I'm from Texas, and I prefer 100 degrees over negative 30 degrees that can get in Rhode Island sometimes. But putting that aside, Rhode Island is kind of far from Penn State. What made you choose Penn State as a meteorology career?
I chose Penn State for its big school atmosphere. There's a lot of opportunities that you can get here that you just can't get at a smaller school. It's a lot of great chances, great resources offered by this university. Programs like Whether or Not, things like the Campus Weather Service, just an abundance of resources devoted to helping us succeed.
That's right. So Brad will be on the next season of Whether or Not. What do you hope to get out of this?
I think that Whether or Not is a great opportunity to get some more television experience and really a nice environment, a great chance to polish up my skills and hopefully get a career in television someday, maybe alongside you.
Well, thank you. And though Brad comes from the smallest state in the country, he will no doubt play a big role here on Whether or Not.
Yes, indeed, and I actually got to sit down with another member. We don't only share an interest in meteorology, but also a name. Christy Ruel is up next. I'm here with Christy Ruel. Christy, you're not actually from Pennsylvania, but you decided to come to Penn State. What made you to have that decision?
I am. Well, actually, I found out about Penn State's meteorology program back when I was in second grade and knew about the reputation of being a great school for meteorology. And it has been my dream ever since then to come up here, even though it is 540 miles from home in South Carolina. It is well worth it.
Well, since you are from South Carolina, is there a lot of difference between South Carolina's weather and Pennsylvania's weather?
It is definitely much cooler up here, and actually the snowfall that we had back on December 15th, that 6 inches or so we had here in State College, was one of the largest snowfalls I've ever seen. So winter is definitely something different up here.
That is crazy for me because I'm actually from Pennsylvania, so that snowfall really hasn't been the biggest I saw, but I love vacationing in South Carolina. I love the climate down there, especially during the summer. What's your favorite season?
My favorite season is definitely the summer. I love the warm weather and the sunshine.
That is awesome. So what got you interested in the weather, speaking of seasons and weather?
I have always loved the weather. There was not one specific event that got me into the weather. I have loved the weather since I was 2 years old. I've told people that I wanted to be a meteorologist and study the weather. And even when I was just in preschool, I had to watch the weather before I went to school. And so I knew what to tell everyone the weather was going to be during story time. And I even learned how to read from reading the local on the 8s on the Weather Channel.
That is a really adorable story and really shows how much weather really plays a factor in all of our lives from the beginning ages of life. What do you think Whether or Not is going to bring for you to advance your career and your life as a student?
Whether or Not is going to be a great opportunity just to share my passion for the weather with everyone in the Center County area and just spread knowledge about the weather.
Thank you.
Well, it's good to know that we still have some southern representation here on Whether or Not.
Yes, but now Brad Gay is here with his northern forecast.
Well, thank you, Travis. Thank you, Christy. In that northern forecast, not looking too Arctic as we head into this weekend. Things looking a little bit better in terms of temperatures. We just have to get through a little bit of that cooler weather as we head into your Friday. For your Friday, though, high pressure setting up off the coast of New England, and that will bring us a little bit more of a southerly flow. So that warmer air from the south beginning to move into the region, also bring a little bit of moisture with it. So I think that we will see some precipitation during the day on Friday, maybe some snow showers to start off in the morning, but then that warmer air begins to take over and things will turn over to rain and by the time we get into the afternoon and evening hours, maybe turning back to a little bit of frozen precipitation overnight with that cooler air. By the time we get into your Saturday, though, cold front begins to approach from the west. We'll have mild air in place, though, by then. Temperatures in the mid-40s, so over 50 degrees warmer than it was just earlier this week. A big change as we head into your weekend. So the rain showers breaking out over Ohio as we head into your Saturday morning. Those showers and clouds beginning to advance through the day on Saturday. So rainy through the majority of the day, heavy at times, maybe up to an inch of precipitation with this storm. But then it does clear out of here by the time we get into your Sunday. We'll be left with rainy conditions over the Canadian Maritimes and into New England. A few clouds over eastern Pennsylvania, but then things beginning to clear out here in central Pennsylvania. We'll be a little bit breezy behind this cold front. Not that much colder, though, only in the 40s. Temperatures really staying pretty moderate by the time we get into your Sunday. Mostly cloudy skies, getting clearer as we head towards the evening and afternoon hours. Again, looking at that weekend forecast, for your Friday, temperatures in the mid-30s, rain changing over to, or snow changing over to rain by the time we get into the afternoon, clouds increasing throughout the day, and then as we head into your Friday night, temperatures falling off just below freezing, so we will have a risk of some wintry precipitation. Could maybe even see a little bit of ice in some spots, so take it slow if you have to head out on Friday night, because we could see some of those wintry precipitation, wintry conditions heading into your Friday. Again, for your Saturday, the bulk of the rain arrives. Temperatures in the mid-40s, mild conditions, over 50 degrees warmer than it was on your Monday morning. So a lot better if you're not a fan of the cold. But unfortunately, the cold will be returning. We'll take a look at that in the extended forecast. But otherwise, a pretty good day for your Saturday. Saturday night, temperatures get a little bit cooler, falling off into the mid-30s, rain tapering off, so we'll be left with some clouds by the time we get into the morning. And then for your Sunday, things looking a little bit better, clearing out about 41 degrees. So really the pick day of the weekend, the least amount of precipitation and pretty solid temperatures. Really not too bad for this time of year, especially compared to what we've been dealing with over the past few days. Clearing skies and breezy conditions as we head into your Sunday. So things definitely looking a lot better, improving before we begin to break out into some of that colder air. We'll take a look at that in the extended forecast. We'll be right back after this.
That's certainly an interesting quiz question. We'll have the answer coming up a little later, but next, Travis got to talk to Jillian Bohunick.
All right, I'm here with Jillian Bohunick, who is a junior in meteorology. Jillian, how about you tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you come from and what's the weather like there?
Well, I'm actually from northeastern Pennsylvania, just outside of Scranton in a little town called Old Forge, which is the self-proclaimed pizza capital of the world.
Well, now that we're all craving a slice of pizza, what is your favorite season to enjoy that pizza?
I can't say I have any specific favorite season, but I'm not a big fan of the snow, so I'd have to say either spring or fall when it's not too hot or not too cold.
Well, I'm not a fan of snow either because I come from Texas and I enjoy the heat much more than I do the snow. But when did you first start getting an interest in weather?
Well, it all started in 5th grade science. I wasn't a big fan of reading, and we got to a chapter in science class where we started talking about the weather, hurricanes and tornadoes and thunderstorms, and I've loved it ever since because it got me interested in reading, and I've always watched the Weather Channel since I was very, very small with my grandfather, so that was like a bonding thing. So Weather
Nice.
Channel in 5th grade.
So your love of weather started coming noticed by the time of 5th grade. What made you choose Penn State?
Well, I have a lot of family members that have actually come to Penn State, and so I've always wanted to come to Penn State since I was a little kid, and it is the #1 meteorology school in the nation, so of course that's also a factor.
It is the #1 school for meteorology. We all know that. But what are some of your activities that you like to enjoy outside of meteorology?
Outside of meteorology, I'm very active in the State College Community Theater, and I've loved theater since the beginning of high school, and I feel like broadcast meteorology is almost like acting, and I'm so passionate about theater, and I feel like putting them both together is what I want to do.
That's right. Theater will come very much in handy for giving a presentation on the weather to our audience. So speaking of weather or not, what do you hope to gain out of this?
Well, I think whether or not will give me invaluable experience, especially towards my future career, and I can't wait to get started.
All right, thank you. That Jillian is such a bubbly character. Her theater background will really come in handy when she's presenting the weather.
Yes, and we actually have a new position here on Whether or Not, a behind-the-scenes position, and Matt Koval is taking that place, and I got to talk to him a little earlier. I'm here with another new member of Whether or Not, Matt Koval. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
And where are you from, and what type of weather do you experience there?
I'm from Amstown, Pennsylvania, which is the antique capital of the world, and we usually experience similar weather to here at State College. However, we're a little bit less cloudy. We get a little bit warmer due to urban heating from Reading and the Philadelphia areas. However, we do occasionally see some heavy precipitation and heavy snow from nor'easters around this time of year.
Pennsylvania has many meteorology schools. Why Penn State?
Initially, I chose Penn State because it was in-state and it was my mom and dad go to Penn State. However, when I realized that Penn State was one of the top meteorological schools in the country, it was a no-brainer to choose Penn State.
Right, we do know our weather here, and what type of seasons is your favorite kind?
Out of the 4 seasons, I enjoy winter the most, just because around my area, when we have a nice coating of snow, I like to drive around and see all the farms just coated in snow, and it's just a beautiful scene to behold.
Yes, it is. And you've been here for a year now, so what would you say your favorite part of the Penn State atmosphere is?
I mostly enjoy just the community. I also enjoy just being with my friends, enjoying my time here at State College, enjoying school, and just enjoying life.
That's great. And we also want to wonder, what kind of benefits do you think you'll get from doing Whether or Not?
I think the benefits from Whether or Not will include improving my skills for my campus weather service communication shift and forecasting shift. And I also hope to build my skills on just communication and forecasting that I can use in my day-to-day basis.
Well, that cold air sticking around for one more day here in central Pennsylvania until things turn a little bit more mild as we head into the weekend. 36 your high for tomorrow. Chance of a little bit of mixed precipitation again. Snow showers in the morning turning to rain showers by the afternoon. Bulk of the rain arrives on Saturday as a cold front sweeps through the region. Won't do much to our temperatures though, staying in the 40s as we head into your Sunday, and sunshine returning as we head into the beginning of next week. In the extended outlook, temperatures on a general cooling trend, so that warm air will not last for long. We will see a little bit of sunshine for your Monday, but then Tuesday and Wednesday we could be threatened by a coastal storm, could bring a little bit of rain or snow to the region. Then by the time we head into the end of this week or next week, the temperatures will begin to cool down. Seeing that Arctic air returning, won't be staying warm for long. Travis, Christy, back to you.
Well, there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the new Season 13 team. But we want to leave you with revisiting the Weather Whiz quiz that includes both seasons here, in which we asked you, Seasons 12 and 13 on Whether or Not consist of 8 total team members. How many different states do we call home? Is it A, 8, B, 2, C, 6, or D, 7? And the answer is C, 6 states. And Christy, after graduation, I'm hoping to return back to my home state of Texas and get a broadcast meteorology job back home.
I would also like to continue with broadcast meteorology in Pennsylvania or the Northeast, but that about wraps up our show here today and our last time for Travis and I to be on. Again, I'm Christy Shields.
And I'm Travis Patterson. Have a good evening.